you tearing it apart like a savage?
I'm not.
Don't be a savage.
I'm not gonna try and be a savage.
Like a savage.
Don't be sacrificed on.
Is that savagery?
Savagery. What are you, a barbarian? Who taught you how to open chocolate bars?
Welcome to Omnis Vegan. My name's Neil.
Nick.
I'm Jessica.
And I'm John.
And today we're gonna be trying Monkfruit chocolate bars.
Yes.
From Lakanto.
Lakanto, we're not quite sure how to pronounce that.
We have regular chocolate with cocoa nibs, whatever the heck that means, and chocolate with almonds.
Yes.
And they're all sugar-free, vegan, dairy-free, gluten-free. What is it? Bean to bar and stone ground, whatever that
Sounds good.
So we're gonna start off with the
plain chocolate bar.
plain chocolate one. While Jessica tells us where we got them from.
We got them from Thrive Market.
Yeah.
So what Neil was saying was, it looks like the
Marbly.
cocoa is like dried out on this. Okay, so it's broken up into very small pieces, but that's very odd. Here you go, Nick.
Thank you.
And this is definitely very low carb if you're interested in that or if you're concerned about that. Half a bar is 6 grams of carbs, and we did about a quarter of a bar across all of us. So very low in carb.
Ooh,
Each one of these is probably only 1 carb. These are dark chocolate, so you shouldn't expect a sweet chocolate.
That's dark.
I don't know.
Kind of dark.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, for
bitter.
dark chocolate, it's
A little bitter.
awful. I was gonna say it's awful sweet.
Well, monk fruit is actually sweeter than sugar.
Yeah, well, it has. I almost want to say that there's like a melon taste to it. Or
That's
like
possible. I mean, it's from fruit.
It's fruit.
Well, I'll go first. I'm gonna give this like an 8 out of 10. For a dark chocolate piece, this is actually really good.
Yeah.
I personally would absolutely choose to use this again if I was doing like chocolate covered almonds for a snack. You know what I mean? I like the sweetener in this. We've gotten a couple other chocolate bars that had different sweeteners, fake sugars that aren't as good for people with diabetes or people who are concerned about blood sugar. Whereas this should not spike your blood sugar. And at least, you know, if you're worried about that, definitely test your blood sugar, make sure what works for you and what doesn't. But this is actually pretty good for a dark chocolate, especially something that says it's 55% cacao. I'm gonna give this an 8. I think it's pretty good.
I'm gonna give it a 7. I thought it was pretty good too. Not really gonna have any much more off of that, explaining it. But it's not too bad. I'm gonna give it a nice 7. Leave some room open for the other 2.
8.
Okay.
8.
You're giving it an 8? Why are you giving it an 8, Nick?
You like chocolate?
Yes.
Can you look at the camera?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Oh, and I'm gonna give it a. I'll go with Neil and give it a 7. The problem with having me taste test chocolate is I don't normally eat it. So, like, I like dark chocolate. I mean, but this for dark chocolate for me is a little on the
It
sweet.
is sweet.
It's on the
sweeter
sweet
than a
side.
typical dark chocolate bar.
So like, it's not gonna pull me in.
Yeah. All right. So this next one is Lakanto Chocolate with cocoa nibs. This one looks like it might have melted a little bit, and I will be honest, I ordered these in August, so I'm not sure when this video is posting. We're filming it early October, and it looks like they might have melted a little bit when they were delivered.
Tastes pretty similar. Those chocolate nibs are not doing much for it.
It changes the texture.
Yeah, it gives it a little crunch. But I don't think it's really any different than the chocolate. So I'm gonna give it another 7. Not much to it. It does have a very similar taste in the chocolate one. I think the only real difference between the two is the crunch from the chocolate nibs. So whether or not you really care about a little bit of crunch is the only real difference between here.
Yeah.
And that's why I was kind of leaning more towards a 6, because it felt like this could have been a little more different than the chocolate, but it's really underperforming in terms of being a different chocolate bar or another, you know, a suggestion of a product. So I actually could have go more of a 6. It's not bad. It's very good, but I just think that there's not really much to it other than a crunch. And to me, there really wasn't much of a crunch.
Yeah, it's not like a crunch bar.
Yeah, it's not like
or like a Rice Krispie treats
Yeah.
or Rice Krispie cereals in it.
So there's not. Yeah, there's not. So
there's definitely not Krispies in it.
So I definitely say there's not much of a difference. So that's probably I'm giving it.
It's not like a crackle bar.
So I'm gonna give it more of like a 6 because I feel like it just underperforms a little more.
Nick, what do you think of this one?
8.
8. I'm gonna give it an 8 too. I agree with what Neil said, is that it's almost identical to the first one. It does give you some crunch. So if you're missing like a crackle bar, it's not as much as something like that, like a
Right.
Rice Krispie, but it does give it a crunch that the other one doesn't have.
Yeah, I mean it's more
But-
like a seed almost.
Yeah, flavor wise it's the same. It doesn't taste any different. It's just the texture of having the little bit of crunch in there that
Right.
the first bar doesn't have. So I'm gonna give it an 8 as well, just because I'm just gonna say it's basically tastes the same as the first one.
I agree. For me, there's no flavor difference. I sort of expected it to have a darker or a richer flavor
It's got the nibs.
because it had the nibs in it, but I guess that flavor that exists, I think it's I honestly, I think I'm getting primarily, like for my taste buds, I'm getting primarily the Monkfruit sweetener and stuff with a like slight hint of chocolate for whatever reason, just the way that I'm tasting
That's
it.
interesting.
Because like if somebody said, you're tasting chocolate, I'd be like, what? Because it doesn't have that like dark, like you're eating dark chocolate, I would have been like, no.
Yeah, it's definitely sweeter than dark chocolate.
Yeah. So.
All right, this last one, Neil, why don't you go ahead and open it? Is the chocolate with almond. This one seems to have a good number of nuts in the actual bar.
No, see, I think that's a little bit more different in taste, actually. I feel like the almonds actually changed that taste. And that's actually
I don't agree with you.
That's actually,
I did not expect that.
I don't like it.
I actually like that. Since you said that. That's a perfect segue in where I'm going.
Yeah, go for it.
I enjoy it a lot more than the other two. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the almonds mixing with the monk fruit and the chocolate together. I enjoyed it a lot more. I was expecting more of this kind of toughness and crunchy, a little more crunch than chocolate nibs. And I think this more succeeds. I'm gonna give this one 8. I'm gonna give it a point higher than the chocolate. I definitely enjoyed it. For me, I think the only real, I don't know what to suggest in terms to get it to a 10 for me, other than it's not really, I guess more of the sense, it's not really blowing me away. I think that's maybe what it is. It's not really blowing me away in terms of just chocolate flavoring. So I am gonna give it an 8. It is better than the other two for me. And I definitely think the almonds change it a little more to make it, seem different than the normal chocolate bar, especially since the Nibs one did underperform making anything in terms of a different flavor or different texture.
All right, I'm gonna give it a 5. 5.
Which is unusual for you because you usually like chocolate with nuts in it.
And unfortunately, I think that's probably my problem with this, in that I had an expectation for the almond flavor to be more present. All I end up tasting is the chocolate, and it almost, I don't want to say it muddies up the almond texture and flavor, because it seemed to me it didn't have the same amount of crunch that the chocolate nibs had. And I had expected, number one, I expected more crunch.
Yeah.
Number two, I expected the almond flavor, which couldn't, from my palate, could not overpower the chocolate monk fruit. So I'm not, no.
Okay. Nick, what do you think of the almond one?
7.
7. You're going 1 down. I'm going to agree with Nick. I'm going to go 1 down as well to a 7. I would disagree. I think it does have the crunchiness that I would expect from the almond. But for some reason, the almond mixed with the chocolate, it just makes it taste different. And I know Neil said he likes it better, but for me, it takes a little bit away from the chocolate bar.
Yeah.
personally, I know you were saying that you didn't know what it would take to make it like a 10.
Yeah.
I would say if they added a little bit of non-dairy milk to this, I would like it a little bit better. I think it would make it a little bit smoother. I think that this chocolate, like we showed you on the back of the chocolate bar, it looks almost like it's dried out. And I think if they would add a little bit of non-dairy sweetener to that, it would.
Non-dairy milk.
Yeah. I think
sweet.
if they would add a little bit of non-dairy milk to this, that would help to stabilize that a little bit more and make it look like it's not like all dried out and stuff. I think it would make it creamier as well. But I prefer a milk chocolate over a dark chocolate too. So that would be my preference, but maybe not something for like John or something. I do think this tastes more of a sweet chocolate. So I think it's sweeter than dark chocolate, if that makes sense. So, but yeah, I think the almonds actually took a little bit away from the candy bar. Would I buy these again? I would. I don't know about you guys. I would. I think that they're good, especially since I'm trying to go sugar-free. I'm trying to eat lower carbs, less processed sugar. I have a major sweet tooth, and I would absolutely eat these again. I would never sit down and eat a whole bar, but maybe like that one piece, the 4 pieces. I would eat like a strip of the 4 pieces as like an after dinner treat or something like that. So
It's definitely strong.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well, this has been a good, alright Omnis Eat Vegan. I think it's been a very, very, not too bad, but you know, it's just not knocking our socks off in terms of chocolate flavoring. I think we're a little bit different. I do like the almonds more compared to everybody else. I think both my mother, father, and brother like the regular chocolate and the chocolate nibs a little more than I do, but
What?
anyhow.
I like the almond. You don't
Okay.
like the almond.
That's
That's
right.
what I'm saying. Anyway, this has been Omnis Eat Vegan. After this conclusion, hit the subscribe button if you want.
Hit that subscribe button.
If you want to see this amazing content.
Amazing.
Hit the bell if you want to keep up to date with this amazing content. Comment of how well this.
Have you tried these
video
before?
went,
Have you
and
seen these before?
Exactly. If you know this brand and all that stuff, hit the like button if you like this amazing video. Have a wonderful day.
We'll see you on the next Omnis Eat Vegan.
Yeah, we will.
Bye.
Easy, bye.